arena.
And it all comes down to this now. Cloud9 versus Complexity in a Game 3 in this best of 3 to determine who's going to be moving on in the MLG World Finals qualifiers to the Grand Final. Face up against their opponent, which is very much yet undecided. Uncapitalist are going to be joined by Clairvoyance. Claire, seeing Game 1 and seeing Game 2, where do you actually have your bets? You feel like Complexity, off of the strength of Game number 1 and the start in Game 2, have the advantage going into Game 3, that they just seem to be the better team in this moment? Uh-oh. Claire, you're muted. Are you there now, buddy? Turned on.
Hello, Cap.
Hi. Hello.
Oh, has it begun?
Yes, it has. Hello.
Pardon me.
Welcome.
Yeah, I just couldn't catch some of the sounds. I was fixing my stuff.
I gotcha. No worries.
There it is.
Anyway,
So
I just let off the cast with the question: Cloud9 Complexity. Who do you have for Game 3?
oh gosh, Templar Assassin.
That's what you have.
Oh
Templar
my
Assassin,
goodness.
wherever
Yeah,
TA
dude.
ends up.
Yep, just I don't know, man. Lina, obviously a very strong hero, but even though she's kind of the master of all trades in this patch, there is one thing that she's weak to, is things that can get on top of her and exploit her squishiness. Heroes like Tusk, extremely good. Clockwork, very good. Templar, pretty darn good. Winter Wyvern's just an addition to that. It's an ultimate that always goes through, and Winter Wyvern's just one of those supports that can tunnel vision one target and ruin the team fight for the enemy. SVG demonstrated it to us last game. He didn't particularly use it much on Wisp relocates because he wasn't really there, but the times that he did use it, it just had a massive impact where it forced the Complexity heroes to get completely disrupted. And now cole's picking up Visage. I lost to this the other day, and I think this is an extremely strong opening by them. Like, Visage is a very underrated hero right now. The only fear I have for it is that when Winter's Wyvern Curse gets placed really well, the Visage bats kill your team instead of the enemy. And that's always a concern you have to watch out for as Visage.
Okay. Hey, Claire, actually, real quick question. Blitz has told me about this, and I haven't seen it in any of my pubs. Of course, I don't hit the 7K level, so maybe it's a little bit different. But he said he's seen some mid-Visage, and it's terrifyingly strong. Have you heard of this at all?
Does he play in Europe?
Yeah, he does.
Okay, so what he's probably referring to is either Lil Hardy, or like there's another guy.
Well, Lil is just a Visage spammer straight up.
Yeah, that's right. So it's like Lil Hardy or probably Aloha Dance. Thing with Visage is it's not a good mid hero per se, but when you have like such open variables like the bats, it really just depends on how you play it, right? Like. Yeah. The good Visage players will make the hero always look broken, and in my head, the hero is actually quite broken just because of the sheer amount of things she can do. But the hero from level 1 to 6, man, probably the easiest thing to kill in the lane. She's got its negative armor. Can't really fight back until you start hitting her with soul assumption, and even then, it's more of an execute than like a trading blows type of thing. So yeah, the only thing you can really do is spam Grave Chill, which on a big cooldown, and depending on the hero you're facing, it might not be enough to just get right clicks off. Don't know. Could be OP, but right now mids need to be able to hold their tower. One, Visage can't do that. Yeah. They need to spam out waves. Visage can't do that, and they need to farm ancients or woods, and Visage can't really do that well. So I don't know.
All right, so yeah, I just want to get your take on it, because when Blitz told me about it, I was just like, what? I have never seen.
I mean, in pubs, I can see.
It's just like
in pubs, I can see it dominating though. You know, like you get bats really quickly. You get it by like 4 minutes, 4:30, and then you start just wreaking havoc around the map. You win all the rune fights because you have 3 heroes versus 1. It's not 3 heroes, but bats, drop down, right clicks, soul assumption, dead target, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I figured it'd be something good to BS a little bit while we have the second round bans. Obviously, Complexity, this is going to be a way 2 hero through and through. It's honestly really strong, this opening. It covers a lot of bases, because I remember what I did was I saw the Lina and I picked the Clockwork, and Visage destroys Clockwork. If it's not the fact that he potentially blocks the hook, but Clock goes in,
and clock goes back to fountain because Visage just solo assumptions and right clicks you and you just die.
Yeah.
So
Blade Mail isn't even that effective because half the damage is coming out from the Visage hero, half the damage is coming out from the familiars. Your attack speed slowed down, so you can't get out of your cogs right away if you're trying to retreat.
yeah, it's like honestly, it's like a no solution. Seriously.
Yeah.
It's just Visage as a 4-position hero counters so many heroes in the game. It's so good as a hero. Like you have to consider that a hero that's gonna get less farm than you, naturally you assume to be stronger, but no man, it's with Visage it's not the case. He can be much less net worth and he can still kill you or disrupt you.
Alright, we got Witch Doctor, Cloud9. Have their 2 supports out on the board. We have a Dire Side Templar Assassin for them. What's the best way to secure Templar Assassin's innate advantage on Dire Side? Is it something like, do you pick up an aggressive like offlaner like Clockwork or Earthshaker that is able to have a really early presence?
Honestly, they definitely want to pressure the offlane. Like how Cloud9 did this draft is they picked their 2 supports, so they really prioritized the Witch Doctor because they really must have wanted to hide their carry option.
Yeah.
And I am led to believe that given the draft so far and given Cloud9's tendencies, they really want anti-mage. But I'm afraid to say, as much as I like AM against Lina and as much as I like AM against Phantom Lancer, Complexity are known to close out the game against anti-mage very well. So in a sense, their playstyle is one of the strongest playstyles against AM. It's not like an all-in committed push. It's just an overall mid-game playstyle that can not only offer pick-off to the anti-mage, but also push against an AM faster than the AM can push. And so far, they've set themselves up for that, really. They really have. PL is a really good hero against those heroes right now. Even Winter Wyvern, to an extent.
Alright, Cloud9 waiting on their pickup. There's no Gyrocopter, there's no Ember Spirit, but AM is still in the pool. It works, it's kind of back and forth versus Lina. She's an intelligence hero, but at the same time, there's the pure damage that comes into play. Do you think it's worth it to go for AM here? He's the only battle.
Again, honestly, I knew they do it. The reason why they pick Witch Doctor and heroes like they always pick Witch Doctor or Dazzle for their safe lane if they want AM, because, well, for one, AM is not a safe lane carry that can sustain by himself. Even though Ritsu always starts with 8 tangles and a self, you're gonna get harassed, and you're gonna get poked out at some point when the enemy heroes have levels because they have nukes, and it's just AM susceptible to damage overall. That's why you have to abuse Blink. And Witch Doctor mitigates a lot of that damage. So I knew it as soon as they picked the Witch Doctor, they wanted to hide the AM pick, but I'm 100% sure coL was aware of this, which is why they just took the PL and said, hey, it's good against all 3 of your heroes. If you pick AM, I have something else in mind anyway. And I really think coL's gonna close this game out before the AM comes, like it kicks in. But maybe I'm just a doubter, because Ritsu's AM has impressed everybody, including myself, and he definitely knows how to play the hero in and out.
Complexity digging into tipping in a little bit to their their reserve time. I'm a mess right now, Clairvoyance. Mess. Do we run? Yep. You run this on this Lina mid definitely now, right? Against the AM.
Pardon me?
You run this because it's an AM carry. You run this Lina mid, right? Because you want to be able to have that faster Aghanim Scepter, threaten him with the pure damage.
Honestly, sorry, I couldn't catch that last part. It was fading out too much.
Oh, the Lina is the Lina mid here because the AM is a carry. You want to be able to fast X, right?
Honestly, I don't know. Mikey J. White can still play the Lina. We saw it in game 1. He plays the offlane Lina. Again, this team has like 4 Lina players. I think the only person that doesn't play it is Z-Freak, and I'm sure he can play it as well. Actually, Ziz doesn't play it either. Pardon me. I meant to say Ziz. I think Z-Freak plays it too, but Z-Freak's hero this game is Visage for sure. Although Way2 can play Visage as well. Yeah. So it's just like their positions are kind of jumbled. I'm not sure what they want to do. They can do an aggressive trialing here. They can just offlane dueling with the Undying Lina. They can offlane dueling with Undying +1. And have Lina mid. As for the question itself, I don't know. Lina mid it's good and bad against TA. Like you need to really, really understand the matchup to play against TA, because once you get hit by a few refraction charges, you're just done. You don't have enough sustain to fight the TA. Alright,
Cloud9 offlaner time. Clockwork is left, but it doesn't.
It's not enough. Yeah,
Doesn't feel
they
good
need a
against
hero.
Visage or PL or Undying.
Yeah, exactly. What they need right now is a hero that can spam out the wave somehow or delay the game for sure. And
their Shaker's the only
is
thing left.
yeah, it's honestly, yeah, you're right. It's the only thing left. And even then, I would argue that ES is actually not enough damage. If they had a Tusk, they would have been much more satisfied.
Yeah.
Because Tusk Sigil too, it destroys Visage birds. They can't do anything. Like they just don't attack. But like they settle for their best option right now. And again, this is partially why like when they draft their second support at third, and then they know the AM pick's coming out next. This is kind of like drafting yourself into a whole type of thing. I don't think the draft is bad by any means, but Cap, do you see that lineup there standing up against Complexity's lineup in the first 10 minutes? I don't know. I think Complexity's gonna feel zero pressure, literally.
Yeah, well, I think like again, it just seems to be Cloud9's signature here that they just refuse to. They have these like super defensive support heroes, and then they get a little bit greedy on their cores. And you're just looking at it going, okay, where's the aggression? Where's the aggression? 15 to 25 minutes, where a lot of this meta is currently, made. 15 to 25 minutes. What are you going to be able to do at that point in time? And Cloud9, I'm not seeing a whole lot.
Yeah, honestly, this might be the correct approach, though. I really just am unsure because I've both won convincingly and lost convincingly against AM as a whole. And of course, there is TA. That hero is just, it's crazy right now. Ooh. And there is the counter. Yeah, man, like, I feel like Complexity is just going to roll them. Just Cloud9, they have this style where they play for the late game, play for the high ground. And it, in the specs of Dota, it's definitely the most reliable way to play right now. But this is just one of those games, man. coL has all the right pieces to fight.
Yeah, so is this is aggro tri-lane, right? Visage, PL, Undying, mid Lena, and then safe lane Bloodseeker matched up against the Earthshaker?
Could be, and the safe lane BS will definitely beat the Earthshaker. It could also just be a Undying Bloodseeker dual lane off lane and PL Visage on the safe lane, where PL leaves the lane after he gets an adequate amount of levels and farm, gives Visage the lane, because Earthshaker can't do anything against that either. And yeah, it will be on Swindle at mid. I think Cloud9's strategy here, they absolutely have to focus on crushing mid, because I think their safe lane is going to be so crutched. Even with the Witch Doctor pick, with the cask as well as the heal, they cannot fight this Undying Bloodseeker. If they play it correctly, Undying Bloodseeker will actually just walk over them.
Alright, let's see what happens here. Complexities start running out. Ziz is heading down, and MJW heading to the off lane. So it looks like we're going to have traditional lanes. I really thought with the Undying, I'm sure there's still going to be some sort of aggression, so some sort of...
it'll be 2-1-2.
Yeah, 2-1-2.
I think this is actually the best way to do it. There's no need to aggro try here. If PL gets the levels he needs, the thing with PL AM is, again, AM is greater because AM will always get the jump on PL with an Abyssal or something late game, and he can clear illusions. But when PL gets a level and item advantage, PL is really strong in the mid game. Even without Diffusal, he can fight most heroes with just drones, Yasha kind of thing. And he will get that this game. There's no stopping him.
How powerful is Blood Rage on Undying?
30 seconds to battle.
Powerful is Blood Rage?
Yeah, like if he's like, he's decay harassing. Put Blood Rage on him.
Oh, I don't know how much it helps.
Does much.
Yeah, because it's a base strength steal, right?
Yeah,
it doesn't really buff the strength steal.
Is more important than the damage.
Yeah.
The
It
damage
gives 25% damage to his 20 base damage on decay right now.
Yeah.
It's 5%. Or 25 rather.
Alright, so they're not going to fight over that top rune. No way, no how. And,
They're all chatting about anime. Shout out to Eternal Envy. Oh, actually, shout out to Mason. Anohana is it's an anime that is, I think, Mason's favorite. Yeah. It sucks, by the way.
Are you a big fan of anime?
I am.
Yeah.
But I
get in these moods. Like I'll watch like a whole bunch of anime in like for a couple weeks in a row, and then I just won't watch anything for a while, just because I get kind of burned out.
If I wanted to talk about that, I'd be on Good Kappa Studios right now instead of joining Dota Studios. But right. I'm here now, and I want to see this game. So
all right,
they see a lot of aggression.
They put the Blood Rage on the Undying, but I don't think that's really the play. It's
A lot of, this is actually the best approach. You see what Cloud9 just did? Against Undying dual lanes, the best thing to do is actually always just run at them at level 1. Because you know the DK is going to go on cooldown right after, and he doesn't have much of a follow-up if he loses life points. And they already burned us off. So Undying, despite being how strong he is, they did a really good job trying what they did.
Yeah.
And they got the lane advantage, or at least lane control for the time being.
Yeah.
Of course, they'll lose it because their lane is weaker.
Especially, like, if he has no level 2, it has no tombstone, there's no response to that. Especially with the Bloodseeker, who isn't going to be able to do much, but
Yeah,
we'll
man,
see how...
BS, he's going to move so fast. Yes, he's just going to...
2 hits, he's down at half HP. Oh, poor Ritsu.
This is not an easy lane, man. No matter how you play this, like, you're just going to lose at one point. Kind of like TA Lina, honestly. No matter how well you play the Lina, at one point the TA will beat you. You'll tank side blades. It's impossible to dodge every instance of side blade. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Especially against experienced TA players. But Swindle is definitely abusing the best of his matchup right now.
You really have to play for the extra range, right?
Yeah.
That extra 70 range that Lina has. Because I think that requires level 2 side blades, right, to be able to hit you. If you're always
mid right now.
Range.
It's just so easy to play. It's so hard to exploit the hero with this patch. If you saw what DC tried to do the other day, try to pick the Viper, but then you have a Viper. The hero gets ganked once, you lose your tower, and I mean, honestly, you just lose purpose in the game. Like a lot of these hero counters to TA, like Venomancer and stuff, just not a fit for the meta at the moment. Not enough early aggression. So TA just dominates with a 14-minute Desolator, 16-minute Blink, and Aegis. What do you do when the hero just blinks on you in 2 shots?
MSS is not doing too bad. We haven't really talked about him, but he is the off-lane Earthshaker. He's dealing with a PL Visage. He's keeping in line with the Phantom Monster, so you could consider that pretty well.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus. Ritsu dropping so low.
Yeah, did you see him try to exchange right clicks with the Undying?
Yeah.
Bloodseeker came in, did like 100 damage on his own. Undying already does so much damage with his strength boost from Decay. He's actually at the top of the net worth though, eh? So it goes to show that they're really handling this lane well. And Undying is out of mana, so they need to figure out how to change that. Okay, he just decided to mango up.
Yeah, but now this leaves no tombstone play.
Yeah, like this honestly alleviates the potential kill pressure on the Witch Doctor and the Wyvern. Of course, their positioning was pretty good so far, so I don't see it happening anytime soon, but if you can't die, it definitely allows you to play a lot more aggressive, and I think that's what Cloud9's doing right here.
Frax now
Way2's making the right move. Yeah, he has to heal. Like, to continue applying pressure in this lane, you need the mana.
As a support, do you just continue to keep as much pressure by bringing out like another Mango? Do you just like buy out the limited amount of gold that you do? Do you buy TP Scroll and Mango and just kind of like all in for the laning phase, just to buy everything you can to help out this Bloodseeker?
Well, I'm not sure exactly what you mean, because like what else can they really buy, right? It's, as you mentioned, the laning ward, and they really need boots for one. They have to try and run away from the Bloodseeker as much as possible. Here's the turnaround tombstone. Yeah, here's the Bloodseeker.
No real opportunity to jump for it as the Undying comes in right at the perfect time.
Yeah.
Now MJW is going to be healed up. And Way2 starts spamming himself away. I guess the thing that I was concerned about is like he's going to come back in the lane and he throws out the tombstone and he's almost out of mana again.
Yeah, I think he should have brought a clarity here. He's out of mana again.
Oh, Swindle. Maybe if that Fisher was just a little bit more forward, they could have gone on the Lina there, but...
Yep. Offlane Earthshaker doing offlane things. See, now he realizes, even though Earthshaker is known to be one of the better heroes against PL, not in the early game, man. Not in the early game.
Yeah.
The hero will just farm, you come close, you get lanced, and you die. So, he knows he's starting to stack Ancients for his TA. Oh, he actually missed the stacks. That's kind of unfortunate, but... Yeah, once PL gets level 6 or so, and has some items, I think, like Aquila +1, maybe a mask if he wants to go that route, he's gonna give the lane to Z-Freak. And when Z-Freak gets bats up in this game, Cloud9's game becomes that much harder.
Z-Freak's already doing a good job stacking and pulling. That little bit of extra experience. Mid lane, MSS is taking that for now, while Brax clears through some of the jungle, has a regen rune, so can make pretty good use of it.
Yeah, this is very efficient. Having MSS to lane here, he really needs the EXP.
Yeah, if he can finish up maybe if he can farm enough to be able to get the tranquil boots, then you have that kind of self-sustain where you're able to maybe do some jungling, play the off lane a little bit more aggressively. But when you just have Soul Ring, it's so hard to work for that CS.
You know, I mentioned a lot about how Cloud9 are eventually going to lose this top lane.
Yeah.
But again, they're actually just not losing. They're winning this lane really hard so far. AM's basically free farming. He's missing a fair bit of CS, but he's got 10 stick charges, so that guarantees his future survival. Bloodseeker's nowhere near 6, and Undying had to go back to base twice, so that already alleviates the pressure that much.
Yeah.
This is going well for Cloud9 so far.
MJW just doesn't have nearly the amount of CS that he needs for that aggro dual lane to pay off. Middle lane, you're gonna go on to MSS here. The Fisher does slow down Swindle, but is he gonna catch up? No. He's just instead gonna try and go for the Light Striker, right? Does get it against SVG, but SVG is just gonna keep moving forward and try and track down Z-Freak, who's running his way through the jungle, just trying to buy time at this point. Maybe the Grave Chill run away a little bit more. No, doesn't get out.
Oh, and he pulled the creep wave to the neutrals. Nice.
Yeah. Brax is okay, I'll take these last hits as well.
Yeah.
A nice start. MJW does have a lot of extra stacks because of that, but between, again, the heals, the Cold Embrace, and the Buddha Restoration, I mean, Cloud9 just played that so well. They played it so passively with Ritsu on the front lines, knowing, you know, even though I am going to drop low, if I've got 2 healers, it doesn't matter if I drop low because I'm also a very low health pool, so I regen very quickly. So then I just like regen back up to full, a decay stack wears off, I'm you know, decently tanky again, I can go forward for more CS. And the support's just sat far enough back that he never really threatened by Tombstone.
So this is what I wanted to see, where the aim gets super annoyed, and there it is. First time I seen him really have to blink back. Still got 42 CS, so not farming shabby at all, but pressure is definitely still there. And if Complexity can keep controlling this lane, everything's going to be good. Oh, Way2's not going to notice this, but there's a TA that's invis that he DK'd.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. If they could go on MJW, the cast bounces around, and they easily get the kill. Way2 drops the Tombstone, but that's free gold for Brax.
Yeah, that was really bad for them. This is starting to go heavily in C9's favor. Again, not something I expected on the safe lane, but they played the safe lane very well. From that early level 1 aggression that they just put out saying, hey, we have 3 heroes, you have 2, I don't care if you have Undying, just gonna hit you and fight you with all their spells. They really managed this lane correctly so far.
And seeing all the pressure on the top lane and, you know, the Earthshaker rotating so much, he realizes, okay, I really gotta start putting pressure on this tier 1 tower if I'm given this free lane. So he turns on the Ring of Aquila, he starts right-clicking down that tier 1 tower, but it might be just a bit too late. SVG is already here with level 3 Splinter Blast. It's a great way for a support to defend the tower.
Man, C9, they're getting all their farm. Although Swindle's still at the top of the net worth. Swindle's actually doing really well too. But it is Alina. Can't really stop that hero from farming.
Just have lots of stacks. Is that what it is? I'm a bit surprised that Swindle is top of the net worth, despite the fact that he's only 3rd in CS. JW does have Rupture.
There's a Rupture.
Does he really want to go for this one? The blink over the trees. He doesn't take nearly enough damage to really be a threat. Tombstone gets laid out, but it's not enough to catch 1437 at all. Nor Ritsu.
Yeah, they actually could have dove that. Not sure if they would have gotten a kill. They would have maybe forced a Wyvern TP or something, but yeah, for Bloodseeker to counter AM, you can't be near the trees where the AM can just blink the fog like that, because level 1 Rupture just does not do enough damage. Starts getting really strong from 2 and 3, and I know I completely missed that kill there at mid, but I'm sure it was just a Fisher or something like that, and followed by TA right clicks.
It's exactly as you described it. MSS, the Fisher, Brax right clicks the Lina a couple times, and he just falls right away. MJW manning up against Ritsu as much as possible, has no more mana, doesn't really seem to care though. He's got enough for blood range.
MJW is so dead.
There was only the range creep left. Still though, MJW is so damn fast, he might just be able to get out. Never mind. Got the ultimate.
Oh my gosh.
And Splinter Blast to finish him off. Wendell here for the turnaround, but it's just too late.
SVG, man. Always there. This guy.
Great Splinter Blast.
Level 6 against the Undying Tri-Lane, and 1.37 too, in a very few more creeps.
Well, Ziz is at least going to take the tier 1 tower bottom lane, and that is something that Cloud9 do gotta keep in mind. They do have a Battle Fury AM and, you know, Winter's Curse. Even Psyblades, in a way, can kind of clear through illusions, though not nearly as well as Cleave does. But the Phantom Lancer is always kind of that lurking threat in the back of your mind. Even if the game is going well, you got to think about how the PL is progressing in farm.
Top tower is under attack.
He's got 1,800 gold right now.
Yep, coL's, yeah, this is what I expected from coL. They're gonna start running down towers, and they have to at this point. They could have kind of delayed this and just kept pressuring lanes, but given how top lane went, again, you see that it's 4-0 in favor of Cloud9. They got so many kills that they really couldn't let them get. Oh. And Swindle finally gets a kill here at top. And Brax is still up here. He's gonna farm because he's TA. He has refraction. Nice kill, and they can transition top if they would like to now as well.
Back speed. Able to clear through the refraction, but Swindle, oh, careful. The familiars are on the chase. Brax should stay one step ahead of them, though.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yep, there's the push top now. Will coL be able to close out the game? Again, this was delayed. It could have been better, but it is what it is now. AM's in the offlane, and as anti-mage, you never want to be here. See, this is what happens. Like, PL is going to show up. The PL should fight the AM, but...
Yeah, he's going to be able to get another lance, and he's going to play a little bit careful, though. The supports are...
Honestly, it was bad because he already lanced the creep. If he lanced the AM as soon as he showed up, then AM would have had to just back instead of being able to fight and burn the mana.
So, the physical damage of the illusions...
yeah, and
you only have spell shield level 1 as an AM.
Exactly. The lance right now is actually just a lot of damage. And AM, you never want to be caught in the offlane or in the enemy jungle like this without Battle Fury. So, nice smoke by Cloud9 here. This is very unexpected, and I think they're actually gonna catch something. Just an odd smoke.
Smoke out from Complexity as they start running uphill right at SVG. Winter's Curse on the way to, doesn't quite catch Swindle, but a double damage Brax makes it look easy. An Echo Slam gets laid out to finish off the Undying, and that's the end of the fight. Or maybe not. D-Freak's going to be caught as well. Brax rapidly catches up to him. 3-shot Rupture onto Brax. Silence gets laid out, but he'll just TP himself away. He will be completely fine, and there is no response whatsoever. Complexity just lose 3 in Cloud9. What a great smoke gank opportunity.
Yeah, that was honestly like the weirdest smoke, because what happened is they rotate all these heroes bottom. Some of them TP'd, of course, but it was like tier 2, so it takes a very long time. As coL, many heroes are off the map, so you kind of have to expect that kind of thing. But they literally just smoked in the enemy woods, assuming that, hey, they don't have vision here. Whoever made the call, it was definitely bold, but it was certainly very good as well. That was really weird. They ended up getting 3 kills out of it, and the time is still ticking. Complexity, so really well done by Cloud9.
The old Scepter getting slowed down on the Lina, but she does have that level 2 Laguna Blade now. MJW's item progression has suffered a bit, but he does have 1,000 gold and a little bit of free time here in this top lane. They see the stacks here from the familiars, but can they actually challenge? Complexity are making their way over with Ziz, and he's going to pop the Doppelganger, maybe, to try and go for it, or that's probably too much commitment. Maybe now with the rest of his team. Tombstone laid out as well. Cloud9 are left with the awkward decision. Can they actually go into the Tombstone to be able to rescue their Ancient stack? Because Ziz is rapidly clearing through it right now with his Doppelganger.
Honestly, I'm not even sure if this is efficient. They put themselves in a very precarious position here doing this. And they, you know what? They might actually just get wiped. If the Tombstone expires in time, which I think it will, they can come in. Cloud9 can come in with just their ultimates from the 4 heroes. And as I say that, actually, they didn't bother contesting at all, even though they had all the vision. I guess they respected the team fight coming out of Complexity.
Yeah.
So, I'm a little awed out by that, honestly. With Fissures and long-range casks and Splinter Blasts, I feel like they could have definitely disrupted them, taking the Ancient step.
1-7 now, Complexity. A pretty decent chunk of change for them. They are currently sitting even in gold, but Cloud9 are slightly ahead. inexperience, and the farming factor really starts coming online now for Brax, especially as he's finished up his Desolator at 15.5 minutes in, and we can't forget about Roshan.
TA, dude.
Full threat. Where's that Yule's
Soul Ring. That's a Witch Doctor with a Soul Ring, Cap.
Wait, what?
He's just healing people up. Oh, that's a nice catch. But the whole team is behind them, so they can't get anything out of this.
Yeah, so Ritsu. Dwinamons makes his way up into the trees here, but there's just too many heroes. There's no pick-off opportunities. This rate, Brax is, especially seeing a couple of those heroes, like he's just able to sit on one side, push. Then you've got these supports, you know, sitting around a lot of the time, the Animage, making sure he's going to be okay.
Yeah, it's honestly, right now, this is an awkward position. Oh, you know what, Swindle's actually dead.
Yeah,
what?
It really is.
I don't know, this one is kind of awkward. I'm not sure what he was trying to accomplish there. You know you can't use the TA, because he's just going to refract.
Well, at least, in a way, he reveals the Blink Dagger of MSS.
Yeah, see, he did get intel out of it, but
yeah,
man, he's like, you know what that was? I think he's too desperate looking for something right now, because he realizes, like, he starts feeling the pressure of this Animage that's farming, and he realizes that they couldn't get as much as they wanted out of the laning phase, so they wanted to suppress something, and right now, a TA or an AM kill would just be like a massive boost to morale.
Oh,
and
but PL... Maybe he's going to be the kill. Winter's Curse, Lockdown, Enchant Totem Fisher, and not even needing the Animage Ultimate.
Cloud9, man. They're catching them everywhere. I feel like coL's slowly falling apart, honestly.
Yeah, they really are. Cloud9 are just able to sit so defensive, especially TA, Dire side, like hanging around the bottom lane and Ancients. You sit on this cliff area. How do you gank that?
It's tough. They have this Undying here that's basically lost purpose ever since the laning phase, and again, Bloodseeker hasn't been able to net any kills. Very behind on farm. Here it is, the smoke that they're gonna try to force something with. Can they get the TA? They don't know. They're actually just gonna go for it. Okay.
Red Strike Array and Silence. They'll beat through that refraction eventually. They committed so much to be able to kill Brax. They desperately need to be able to get this kill, and they will. Ziz coming in from the side. They'll be able to catch MSS as well. They know he doesn't have Echo Slam. Ziz actually just looking for more. He runs down the next support. SVG will take a lance, but not able to dive a tier 3 tower just yet. So that's the opening complexity needed. They get a big kill on the Templar Assassin, a side kill there on MSS that allows them to be able to take the tier 2 tower. Every single time complexity seemed to be in a bad position, they always seem to know their opening to be able to get some sort of good team fight and take objectives.
Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt their late game potential. I think if this goes really, really late with the Visage, Bloodseeker, and Lina, and PL, those are 4 heroes that can scale. I mean, not Bloodseeker really, but as long as there's an Animage, you can always rupture something and be useful.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty back and forth so far, and I think Brax getting caught out there is kind of it hurts them for sure, but it's kind of like one of those that was just going to happen at one point. coL had to do something, and that's the smoke that they decided to use at the time. But C9 still, they're not in a bad spot. AM does have the Battle Fury. I'm not sure if he's going to rush the Manta this game, because perhaps he recognizes that it's urgent, and I think he actually has to. But we'll see what happens.
3-9 right now. Complexity actually positioning themselves in a good spot to take this tier 2 tower. Doesn't look like Cloud9 are going to try and contest at all. They have the middle lane being pushed in as well. Seems like they're going to try and trade off tier 2 at the top lane for Roshan. This is very common, Dire side especially. So with this Aegis, we'll see if they can actually take some control of the map though, because I'm feeling like Complexity might just be able to split push and wait out this Aegis.
Yeah. And I think that's, honestly, this Aegis might be beneficial to them in a sense, because the tier 2 Dire was really important for them, because it forces the AM to go back there. Look how far back he is now. Like, when he wants to split push waves, the best he can do is cut waves. And if he's too far or too isolated, it either puts him in a bad position to get picked, or it makes his team forced to stay inside the base because they don't have tier 2 towers out. And even though they have the Aegis advantage, their heroes are not like for them to make plays, they always have to rotate out 3 to 4 heroes. And they don't have like Tuskar +1 type of thing where they can just go around ganking with a like partner in crime duo type of thing. So I think if coL are patient enough, they can bring this game back in their hands. But as it stands right now, C9 are very comfortable.
Sorry, does this ward block both camp by chance, or is this cleared through? There is no ward that blocks both camps, right?
You mean the one that you just... Yeah, the 2 that you X just now? I don't think so. No,
yeah,
I don't think so.
Maybe just the medium camp was cleared through by complexity earlier. Manta is kind of on the way. Ritsu with this... And this is specifically his style, where he goes that early headdress. Obviously...
Yeah, I think he needs to get the Manta early. He just wants to have a map presence overall, and Vlad's right now is... I mean, Vlad's is always good on AM, but right now he just wants that Manta so he can split push better, have more presence, get 3 AM running quicker so he can burn more mana if there is a fight that comes his way. They really need every bit they can right now to have presence and push, because they have to delay coL.
What's he doing here? Is he looking to just... Oh, he's going to the Ancients, but...
Oh, very interesting. Yeah, I don't think Ritsu was going to blink him, but imagine if he did. Would have been silenced, ruptured, and he would have had to pour it out.
Kind of like that idea, the efficiency...
Then again, yeah, there's no TA here, and coL know this.
Yeah, he's gonna... Oh, Jesus, is that a level 2 rupture? That's
level 2 rupture. Just wait till level 3, man. Level 3 rupture wrecks AM. One blink and you're just dead, basically.
Yeah.
Level 1 is significantly weak. Like, I don't know what it is, but for some reason you look at the numbers and you think it's like, oh, it's gonna be double damage every time, or double damage from 1 to 2. But level 1 rupture just doesn't seem like it has any impact, and level 2 rupture seems like it has so much more damage.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That net worth chart looking right now. Even. Slight experience lead for Cloud9. Complexity, Z-Freak does have the maxed out Solar Crest.
Very good.
The build for this, because you know that Cloud9 are going to be taking Roshan, because they have a Templar Assassin with Desolator, it's natural. And you also have an Illusion-based hero in PL. Do you think, Claire, is there any time where you go and do the traditional Aghanim Scepter? Is just there's too much value in Solar Crest, you always go for it on Visage?
Wait, pardon me, are you mentioning about the Solar Crest?
Yeah, the Solar Crest. Is there any time where you should go Ags first, or is Solar Crest just...
Honestly, when you're behind, I think you need to get the Ags, because you have to become a stronger presence alone. Okay. But when you're ahead or even, you really want to just buff up your own carries or nullify their carries. And the thing with Solar Crest right now is like heroes like TA are so reliant on their initial burst right clicks that if you get it on them early enough, they might just do nothing in the first few seconds of the team fight. So pretty critical as an item right now, and I totally agree with his choice here.
Well, the split push is keeping Complexity in a pretty happy position. Pushing out top lane, keeping middle relatively forward, and just defending their bottom lane. The Aegis really hasn't done much for the Cloud9 boys just yet.
Yeah, I don't think this Aegis is gonna get too much. Again, they're heroes. They have to always be showing to an extent. And I don't know, it's just... Oh, Mikey J. White. He decided to Blood Rage himself before the Rupture. If he got the Rupture off without Ritsu knowing and he blinked into Ancients like that, he might have just gotten killed.
Oh, the courier runs right into Ritsu. Alright. 3 extra, a little bit of gold for him.
Yep, and he has Manta style. Choosing not to finish it though. Oh, he's gonna blink back. He's gonna finish it, I'm pretty sure. Okay, there it is. Yeah, I was wondering, what the heck's going on here? You don't want buyback here.
Yeah.
Not gonna help you at this stage in the game.
BKB first for MJW. There's a lot of physical damage and even some abilities that, well, Winter's Curse being the one, goes through BKB. So hold up here. You do have Brax. He's, of course, got the Refraction, but Aegis as well, but it's going to burn out right now. Great opportunity for Complexity to gank him up.
Oh my god.
Is actually buying him a lot of time, but slowly but surely he is being whittled down, and the supports now give up on saving him and just TP out.
Structures are fortified.
Think, you know what? I think SBG just got him killed.
Tower is under
Straight up. He cast him when he was TPing and there were no more stuns on the table.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a really big deal what just happened. I'm pretty sure Brax doesn't die either, even though Aegis expired, because Lina already used Yules and stun. Wow. That's massive. Ziz just ported top right after and just killed another guy.
Yeah, Witch Doctor goes down real quick with the diffusal blade on Ziz. Do you complete the Manta?
On Ziz?
Yeah.
Honestly, this is something I have troubles with PL lately. As much as I love Manta on the hero, I'm not entirely sure like how good it will be against Earthshaker and Wyvern, who can clear out the illusion so fast. I think you might just want life points early, but I don't think there's ever a bad game for Manta per se. It's like an item that you really can't go wrong with, but it does halt your progression towards the Scotty or Heart depending on your choice. In this game, I think he needs like strong illusions as much as possible, because he can't really get in there. AM and TA will rip him if the main hero gets caught.
I completely agree with you. I feel like he kind of has to have the extra bit of stats in going straight for Divas.
I think he really needs a heart this game.
Just to live through the burst.
He needs either a heart or a butterfly. And butterfly again, against ES Wyvern, you already have two problems there that'll bypass butterfly.
Right.
So, nice port out by him too, by the way, because it looks like C9 were looking for a smoke gank here, and if he stuck around any longer in the woods, just being greedy, looking to counter push, or looking to split push some more, definitely would have gotten caught. Swindle has his Shadow Blade up and running. Again, one of the two NA players that does this on mid Lina. I don't know any others. 747 and Swindle.
Dire's middle tower.
They know about him though. They've got vision. They saw him Shadow Blade earlier. So they're just gonna hide themselves in the trees and wait for their opportunity.
Oh yeah, he got scouted totally, so I don't think he's getting anything here. GG. That's why the
Curse, the TP back. MSS gets the additional stun, and they easily get the kill. Such a fragile hero when you go for that Shadow Blade first.
You know what? That ward that was dedicated to kill the Shadow Blade Lina also sniped the ward.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, that's total deficits there. It works, and of course it's a two-edged, double-edged sword really. Against a team that's aware and constantly conscious of it, it's just not gonna work.
Well, let's talk about the BKB. Item builds for Bloodseeker, we've seen SNY before. There's very rarely like a couple Shadow Blades and stuff like that.
Honestly, I think honestly this game he needs to play for his team, because he's not going to do any carrying in the fights. He's just way too behind. And he went BKB first item, so he just wants to stay alive in fights. I'm pretty sure he goes Heaven's Halberd.
Okay.
Yep, he went Sange first. Again, it could be an SNY and that would be standard.
Yeah.
Oh, TA just blinked in.
Rex. Oh, starts pinging out. Melts. They do have vision. They need to be able to eat through the refraction. BKB popped and he teeped out.
Well, at least it was a BKB forced. Yeah. So it wasn't terrible.
Yeah,
Rupture for BKB. What it's worth. Z-Freak though, he's really having a hard time. I thought this was going to be one of those games for him where he gets a 30-minute Solar Crest Axe. Yeah, but he's definitely struggling on his farm.
Just now getting the point booster.
AM has begun split pushing. Looks like he's going for Lincolns again. Yeah, to deal with the Bloodseeker. Of course, Bloodseeker, one of the heroes that can deal with Lincolns pretty well. You just Blood Rage him and then you Rupture, and it's like roughly the same range.
Yeah. But at least it does give you that sort of heads up. As soon as the Lincolns goes down, maybe you're able to blink instead of the
yeah, they can't do this Roche. They don't have enough sustain or the damage. PL at the Roche pit is just not good because you start spawning illusions and then the Roshan slams your entire team.
Yeah.
Make this process all the worse. TA, however, pretty good.
Yeah, and with the Animage, I mean, this is a perfect opportunity. Brax knows that Complexity are still kind of around, but if they stick around too long to contest Roshan...
Yeah. Honestly, this is a lose-lose situation. You're absolutely right. They're gonna actually lose the lane here or lose the Aegis. They have to forfeit one.
Ritsu's just blinks right in, gets his Lincolns from the enemy shop, and keeps on going. But a Swindle can lead with a Light Strike Array right as the TPs come in. Maybe, just maybe, they can get this kill. Light Strike Array does land, and way too was the TP. That wasn't really the TP. Meanwhile, Bloodseeker does go down.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, they were coordinating it with the Bloodseeker as well, and he wanted to go in, but they caught him. Yeah, again, it was a lose-lose situation as soon as it began. They're gonna get Aegis for free here. You can't contest this.
Yeah.
Oh. They're gonna try.
Yeah, they're gonna try and slow things down. I mean, Ritsu has been forced back from that top lane, so they're not losing it.
I don't see this fight going well for coL without the Bloodseeker, but they might just try to delay it as much as possible for the Bloodseeker. Yeah, and you know what? They actually repelled him off the Roche. I'm very surprised. C9 is very strong there with the curse and all these other spells that they had, all this vision that they get from the traps too.
Yeah.
Wow, PL Manta actually just repelled them.
Yeah, but aren't you still in the kind of the same scenario that you were before, where Ritsu's gonna split push you top, and then the 4-man's gonna come out from Cloud9 once again into the Roshan pit?
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
The Cloud9 anti-mage leaves a lot to be feared.
Ritsu is... Do you sell his headdress and like pick up a butterfly because of the... I mean, it's really effective versus PL at this point. You have another right clicker and Bloodseeker. Same kind of goes with the Lina. You don't particularly need stats because you know you don't have an Aghanim's Lina, not even close to it. In fact, she went...
Yeah, Butterfly is good. I think Butterfly is good this game. He doesn't really have to play around the Abyssal this game because he has a team like TA he can fall back on to do more damage.
Yeah.
So he just has to stay alive in fights and hit hard. And Butterfly certainly lets you do that. And yeah, he's already picked up the Talisman of Evasion, so I think he's gonna go Butterfly. And here it is, the 4-1 split.
And Roshan is still decently healthy, but they're now losing damage on their range racks.
And AM's gonna stay here. Honestly, without PL, C9 is way stronger. PL is the most farm hero for complexity, and the fact that he's not there makes this fight... Oh, Swindle, he BKB'd.
Yeah, he managed to get the Light Strike Array, so he will be able to get a kill off of that BKB. But it was a lot committed. Farther down, what's happening here? Brax is actually trying to go in on MJW, pops his BKB, committing for this kill. Solargress is helping him out quite a bit, though, and Brax is just going to TP out before his BKB wears down. And the TP out from the Winter Wyvern as well, but still, top lane, Ritsu is almost finished up this range tracks by now. And it's not like Complexity can go ahead and take Roshan. Yes, they managed to push back Cloud9, but they didn't get any critical kills. They're just kind of delaying the inevitable while slowly losing their range tracks.
Cloud9 are just, they're splitting them up magnificently, I gotta say. I don't know, just... They're doing a really good job splitting them up. They have the objectives that they have on mind, just controlling them so well. Honestly, I don't see this Roshan ever going for complexity. They're just stuck in this rock and a hard place here because they know they can't get Rosh, but all they can do is stop them while losing parts of their base.
Yeah, it almost feels like they just given up Roshan from the very beginning and properly defended against the AM and made sure you really didn't do anything and just split put. Like, it would have been better for them in some regard because this Roshan is actually becoming a liability.
Yeah, it really has. It's just their pick for the anti-mage at this point in the game. It's almost non-existent given how the Lina died once and AM now has Lincolns and Bloodseeker lane just didn't go well at all. There's the rupture though. AM does have port,
but there's still plenty of Cloud9 to be able to respond. He'd blink himself away. SVG flies over the cliff. Fly, birdie, fly. Is he gonna make it over? He's just
man.
barely.
Yeah, that was close. I think he could have gotten forced still, but yeah, that was still close nevertheless.
All right. Now Complexity. They had that pushback. This is still so risky.
Yeah, this is super scary. With the double damage in the Solar Crest, they're burning it down though.
Yeah.
But ES is in position.
I didn't know.
And so are birds though. Oh, the birds got killed.
MSS, is he going to jump in at the right time? Oh, he jumped in with the Winter's Curse as well. Roshan's left with nothing. They'll take the Aegis on MSS. Ziz will very rapidly clear through MSS, but he's left at low HP. Farther down, Ritsu has already taken out a number of the member of Complexity, and Ziz falls as well. Indeed, Roshan ends up being the biggest liability they have ever seen on Complexity.
Yeah, this is, again, just a lose-lose situation at this point in the game. The early game is when they really had to pack the punches and just force it down on Cloud9. And to an extent, I think that there was like a ray of hope for them, a ray of light when they started pushing down the tier 1s. But they just couldn't get the pick off on the AM due to how much the Bloodseeker and the Undying got hindered on their lanes. And as a result, Visage couldn't get the items up. Doesn't really help that his first gank attempt ended up getting him killed as well. And honestly, Cloud9, it really looked like they had control throughout the entire game, and I didn't believe it until I saw it. I thought coL was going to be able to apply all the pressure in the world, and coL, honestly, they crumbled since the top lane. It was a really good job by them. And now Swindle can't finish off a Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, and now Ritsu comes forward to try and finish off Swindlemon. Still has that ultimate cooldown, another 3 seconds, but he'll get way too without it. Now Swindlemon comes back forward, but Ritsu has the ultimate ready to go. Oh, not quite enough damage still, though. He's creating all the space in the world because he does have that other damage dealer, and that other damage dealer is great versus buildings. Rax Zine through the tier 3 tower in the middle lane. They're going to try and go on him now, but he blinks ahead before the refraction is gone. Ritsu, not much control there with the rupture being on cooldown. They managed to get the light strike array on him. Lincoln's only blocked so much, but a good 4 staff and a blink away will be able to get him out once again. Cloud9 thinking, maybe turning to help Brax. Doesn't look like it. They're just going to give up in the scenario. Ritsu even farming up the creeps. Just that extra little bit of efficiency while he watches Brax die. They will watch him die, right? Blink away. Gets a little bit of distance, but still not enough. Turn around here at the bottom lane. They will be able to get that pick off on the Bloodseeker. And now Swindlemon's being threatened. This is still plenty healthy. MSS has an Echo Slam. Oh, this is an opportunity to rock somebody's world, but now he gets Yule Scepter. Light Strike Array goes out, but Ritsu finishes him off. MSS doesn't need an Echo Slam at this rate. SVG trapped in by Ziz. He will be able to get off the Cold Embrace, and now Ziz is struck in this opportunity where he's trying to go on Ritsu, has to turn back for SVG and try and doppelganger himself away, but oh, MSS, he found that Echo Slam opportunity. They'll get Ziz, and this is where the buybacks are going to be forced. If they want to keep their mid laner racks alive, it's going to be both the Visage and probably our Phantom Lancer to buy back. He buys back now, but it's too late. The range Rax is already gone, and melee Rax, it may fall before he gets here. Ritsu's full committing here, trying to finish off. Manta goes for it, is eating through Ritsu's mana, but it's not fast enough. Ritsu takes the melee Rax, backs himself up. And 38 minutes in, 2 lanes are Rax down. Complexity on the verge of losing this game 3 against Cloud9.
Yep, buybacks coming out. Even Brax. What?
What?
Yeah, what?
Reborn.
Alright, well, Reborn it is then. That was weird. Like, he was timing out and he just finished his MKB before he died too, so. Weird stuff. But anyways.
How much?
Looks like, pardon me?
This is Ritsu. Go Mercy. Oh, already saying it's in the bag. But we have the MKB for Brax even after he bought out.
Yep, and Ritsu's going for the finisher on the anti-mage here. I think he's going for the, Abyssal Blade. I don't know what coL does. I honestly think they just started falling apart from the laning phase, and it just became so tough for them. And especially that Roshan, that was pretty much the nail in the coffin there. Their heroes, they can't afford to be split. They have the, I guess I can argue at this point because it's not as convincing as before, but they could have fought late game with heroes having 6 slots and all their supports having similar farm with Blinks, Glimmers, and Mechs and whatnot. But right now, Cloud9 are just way ahead. 25k gold lead against an Animage. It happens at times. It happens for a reason. Reason why you can't beat this hero, basically.
You have to draw out the game for so long. Winter's Curse, Swindlemon is just going to get destroyed by Ritsu. And he'll push forward. MJW pops his BKB a little bit late. He's already taking so much damage. Oh, that Death Ward! That's an Aghanim upgrade. Bounces all the way to the back to finish off some of the supports. This goes down to MSS. Echo Slam. And now it truly can be the GG. Swindle, he's going to clean up MSS towards the tail end, but there's no buybacks from anybody. Swindle was the only one who could afford it.
Radiant's
And,
Honestly, man, if it's not the plays from coL or the lack thereof at the top, like because of their difficult time, and of course Cloud9 playing it extremely well. It's the Lina versus TA matchup. The Lina just, as I mentioned before, like Lina just can't shove a TA out of the lane. She can shove like every hero in the game out of the lane at middle, except TA, because TA just ignores her burst damage literally. Yeah, it's the strengths of this Templar Assassin hero right now. Like AM TA, I don't think are two like very well pairing cores, but TA just makes it work, and AM to an extent makes it work too because of how he plays. So the Throne's about to die, not enough buybacks, and GG gets called.
well played, Complexity. We'll move on to the finals now of the MLG World Finals, American qualifiers. They will be spending some time now off waiting for their opponent because we still have the quarterfinal matchup between Fire and High Council of Wisdom's Priest to be determined, who goes on to face up against Digital Chaos, and then that determines who will go into the finals still. A lot more games to be played. We'll see them all in due time, but that brings our night to a close. Clairvoyance, thanks so much for joining me, man. It was a pleasure as always. You have any shout-outs to give?